So everybody has their own copy, right? So do me a favor and close the original so we will stop making all of this happening on my originals. That's right. That's what I wanted. Okay, so you have your copy. You want to make your very first sheet height. Okay, everybody got that? Okay, so now what I want you guys to do is I want you to go over the first 3 columns that have stuff in them. So column A, B, and C, all the way down. Then, after you've done that, I want you to hit Control. You're going to move over. Actually, you're not going to move over. You're going to get the height of the Dr. Pepper. And control is CTRL. That stands for control. Okay, you want to hold that as you scroll over the height of the Dr. Pepper. Okay. Not yet, not yet. Then you're going to move over. Yep, you're still going to keep control. You're going to slide over using your arrow till we get to our diet. And then we want to copy the height of the diet, or we're going to highlight the height of the diet by scrolling over it, by still holding control. And then we're going to slide over and do the same thing with the sparkling while still holding control. Okay. And then you're going to hit Control C. Control C means copy. So Control C. Everybody did that. So then you're going to go to your height tab, and then you're going to hit Control V. Control V is paste. So you've just transferred all your data just looking at the height. All we want. Yeah, you have that look.
Yeah.
That means that you guys got to do it too. You got to do it together, right? Okay. Yeah. I know you guys have a map. First off, I'm going to just highlight the first. If I don't mess up, highlight the next one. Slide over. Control C. Okay, now control the height. And then go to the top part, and then take Control V.
Yeah, I think it's just because of the one.
Okay, let's do this one. Sometimes you have it.
Oh yeah, you can make them bigger. Look. Like that, you think? Oh, perfect. How do you do it? So you're gonna click on the V. Like, yeah. Like that. Oh, no. You can just go back and look on the little arrows, like if you have stuff. And then in right here. You want me to help you? Yeah. You repeat this one, right?
Copy it, paste it, copy it, paste it. Yeah, just one by one. Yeah.
Control and stuff. This is what I do.
Yeah, like a hard, yeah. Okay, somebody. Okay, somebody has been playing with my data. You moved everything off. So let's see. Anonymous, huh? Okay.
No, mine is still out there. This is mine. Yeah, I got two. So you know where to find your own. Yeah, that's when everyone, that's how. So like when we have like a big one like that, and then we have a small. But like if I press it right there, that means I have it. Like I pressed it.
Okay, what was the Dr. Pepper value for number 4, group 4? Oh, that person didn't say anything. That's right. Okay. Okay, so much fun. Okay, so now, control download.
Then we can release them. Even though, like, okay, and then we're gonna place control C. Just bring it. Okay.
Okay, everybody's good? Okay, so now we have everybody's data in the height. You guys are good? We're fighting. I'm going one way, you're going the other. It's not helping you here, okay? Okay, so what we want to do is. Control.
That, like, and then I just like.
Okay, you guys good? You guys good? Okay. Okay, everybody's good? Yeah. Oh. It's 680. Thank you. Man, nobody wanted to say anything. Okay, so I should go to my original data. There we go. 680. And I'll fix it on that one too. Okay. Okay. So now that we have the height, I have another bone to pick with somebody. Let me find it. Okay, so we have the height. Actually, we're good. Okay, yeah. Group 5. You guys, it only went up. Did it only go up 1 inch? It did go up 1 inch? Okay, I just wanted to be sure. Okay. So what I want you guys to do, so you'll be able to see all your columns, go to the very top, highlight the ABCD. So all you have to do is run it over it. And then you're going to go between, let's say, C and D. And you want to try to get it so you have a line. So if you're using Excel, it'll say a plus. It'll be a line and then an arrow. If you're using the Google Sheets, it'll be just that. There's 2 arrows, right? And then all you're going to do is double click. Okay. All it does is readjust your column so you can see everything. Okay, so we are in chemistry class, right? In chemistry, we use SI units. Inches they're called customary US customary units, right? Or they're the empirical system. You guys know that the inch was made on the width of the king's finger. A foot was his foot. Yeah, that's what it was all based upon. Well, in science, we don't want to use that, right? We want to sit there and use units that are kind of uniform throughout the world. Because we'll be talking with people internationally, we're looking at data and stuff like that. And we want to use what's called SI units. SI units for height and distance is meters. So we're going to go from inches to meters. So does anybody know the conversion from centimeters to, from inches to centimeters? 2.5, 2.54. Yes, close then. So we're going to write that down if I can. So we know 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters. Okay, now how many centimeters equal a meter? Let me give you a hint. Centa, century, 100. Okay. So we know that 100 centimeters equal 1 meter. Okay? Okay, so let's assume that we had 10 inches. Now, if we wanted to go from inches to centimeters, we're going to go through a conversion. So this 1 inch to 2.54 centimeters is a conversion. So we want to get rid of inches and we want to go to centimeters. So we put 2.54 centimeters on top and 1 inch on the bottom. Now, I'm going to ask you guys a really hard question. I want you to think about it. So, if I have 8 divided by 8, what does that equal? It equals 1. If I have x divided by x, what does that equal? Are you sure? Are you sure? If you have a variable x divided by itself, what is it going to be equal to? 1, right? So if I have x squared over x squared, what is that going to equal? Okay, so then if I have centimeters over centimeters, what is that going to equal to? It's going to equal 1. There's not going to be any units associated with it, right? We get rid of units entirely, okay? So anything divided by itself is always going to equal 1, even units, okay? So that's how we get rid of our units, okay? So we know that 1 inch is equal to 2.45. So that means that these guys cross out, right? Because you're saying an inch over an inch, which is equal to 1. Okay, they're crossing out, okay? Now, we want meters. So we want to have meters on top. So we want 1 meter on top, and we'll have 100 centimeters on the bottom. Okay, so then again, centimeters are going to cancel out, and I'm going to be left with just the units of meters. Okay, so if we did the math, we'd have 10 times 2.45 times 1, which is 25.4. Okay, meters divided by 100, because we have 1 times 100. Okay, so then that's going to equal 'Okay, you guys got that? Piece of cake? Good. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to change all of our units from inches into meters. Okay, are you guys ready to do all that calculation? Not really? Okay, so let me show you a quick way of doing it then. Unless you guys just want to do it the long way. You want to show the quick way? Okay, good. I'm glad you want to hear the quick way. Well, the first thing that I always do is I want to change my labels to make sure that I understand exactly what I'm doing. So I'm going to highlight the Dr. Pepper, the diet height, and the sparkling height. Just going to highlight those 3, right? I'm going to hit Control C and copy it. And then I'm going to paste it over here, Control V. Okay. So again, all I did was I highlighted the labels. I hit Control C, and then I pasted it by hitting Control V on at G. Control V as in Victor. Yes. Okay. So again, I like to be able to see what I'm doing. I like my columns to be right, so I'm going to do the same thing I did earlier and just highlight that and double click once it gets aligned. Okay, so I'm going to highlight the Dr. Pepper height, the inches, all that's in G, H, and I columns. Highlight those, and then I'm going to hit Control F. When you hit Control F, you'll get this part that says Find in Sheet, or you'll see Find. If you guys are using the Google Sheets, this is going to pop up if you click the double button, the triple button, the triple dots. For you guys who are using Excel, it'll say fine. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to replace our inches with meters. So all we're going to do is we're going to type in inches, and then we're going to type in meters for our replace. And then I'm going to hit replace all. It'll tell you that you've replaced 3 instances of inches with meters. Okay, so all you're going to do is you're going to highlight those 3, right? Everybody at least got those down, right? Okay, so then you're going to hit Control F. Control F for find. Okay, so if you guys are using Google Sheets, you're going to hit these 3 dots to give you more options. As soon as you hit those 3 dots, it's going to say find and replace. Okay. If you're using Excel, what's going to happen is going to pop up again. And it's going to say find and replace. You're going to click on replace. Okay. So for find, we're going to find inches. INCHES. Don't put a space, because if you put a space, it's not going to find it. Okay. And then we're going to replace that with meters. METERS. And then you're going to go down here and replace all. And the computer won't make mistakes if we enter it right. So I want to change everything into meters. I'm going to say equal. I'm going to select my value, which is going to be in D2. We're going to multiply by 2.54. So we're going to put star. Star means multiply. So it's going to be shift 8 for star. And then we're going to type in 2.54. And then we're going to divide it by 100. Okay, so it's backslash 100. Okay, you guys see it right here? You can see it? Okay, so if you go ahead and hit enter or return, okay. Hit enter. If you're using Google Sheets, you can have it fill in all of the things behind you, below you, by just clicking that arrow. If you're not using Google Sheets, what you can do is you want to put your mouse, the little arrow in the corner, in that little black corner, and you want to just pull down using your mouse. Okay, so let's say we want to get the rest of our data. What we're going to do is we're going to take this corner and we're going to drag it over. We're going to graph this data. So, and this is group 3, and this here is group 1. Okay, so I'm going to highlight this first column. And then I'm going to highlight my data over here. So I don't want the inches. Okay. If you guys are using Google, what you guys are going to do is you're going to go to insert and you're going to hit chart. If you're using Excel, you're going to go to insert and then you're going to select a column graph. Okay. We don't want to use a stacked column. What we're going to use is just a standard column chart. No, just. Okay, everybody's good? Okay, so you got your first set of data, right? So this was height. So this is comparison height. Okay, so based upon everybody's data, what can you say? Which one with the highest? Diet, Pepsi, regular Pepsi, or sparkling water? Okay, which one was the lowest? Sparkling water. Okay. Okay, so we want to give our chart a table that we can understand. So it's comparison of height of sodas or whatever you guys want to write there. And then we want to know the units, right? So what we're going to do is if you guys are using Google Sheets, you go down to vertical axis, title. We're going to call that its height. And we'll put meters in parentheses. So we'll know it's in meters. Okay. Our horizontal axis title, we're going to call groups. Okay. Okay, so everybody got this. Perfect, right? Now what I want you guys to do is, now that you know how to do this, I need you to do the same thing for your temperature. Now you're going to take the difference in your temperature. So we're going to add another sheet. So you can just relax. It's just a plus, right? You hit the plus, and we're going to add temperature. You can't know everything. So we're just going to put temp. Okay, so then you copy your temperature data onto this sheet. Okay, I'm going to let you guys see if you guys can do it on your own. That's the temperature data. Now remember, we want to put those first three columns have to be there so we can know what that temperature data is. So it's going to be just like we did with the height. What was that? Start and end. Yes, we need them both. No, it has its own chart. Temperature is going to have its own chart. So you're going to add another sheet. Yes, it's going to still be the same type of chart that you're going to need. How do I determine the difference? Okay, so we're going to subtract the final from the initial. So final meaning the end temperature, the initial meaning the start temperature. I knew you could do it. Yeah, we're gonna keep it in Celsius. We're not gonna change it to Kelvin. Because the difference is gonna be the same regardless of whether it's Celsius. Okay. Okay, so once you get it copied over, what I'd like you guys to do is copy the Dr. Pepper start, the diet start, and the sparkling water start. And then I want you guys to change that to change. Instead of using start, use change of temperature. So what we're going to do is, again, we're going to highlight, going to hit Control Find, and we're going to put start. That's what we're looking for. And we're going to put change in. So then we're just going to take the difference of the start temperature from the end temperature. Yep. Okay. Okay, hold on. Let me check mine. I made a mistake on one. So this says it's F2. It should be D. Okay, so I have the wrong number. So this guy should be my end, which is E2. Yeah, E2 minus D2. The ones below it, yes. But you have to enter the first one. And this guy should be for diet G2 minus F2. And then for sparkling water, it should be okay. What you guys need to do is, everybody got to this point where you have the label, right? Okay, so what you're going to do is, you're going to enter equal. Anytime that you're wanting to do calculations, you want to put equal first, right? And we're going to start off with the end temperature for our Dr. Pepper. So the end temperature for our Dr. Pepper is in E2. So we're going to select E2. And then we're going to subtract D2. Okay. So you're going to hit E2, and then you're going to hit minus D2. Okay. Everybody got that? Okay, so now once you got that, go ahead and hit enter. And then you're just going to drag it down. Okay. When you're doing the change in the diet, you guys are going to hit equal. Then you're going to select the diet end temperature, which is G2. minus F2. And then you're going to hit enter. And then you're just going to drag it down. And then your last one, you're going to hit equal. And then you're going to hit I2 minus H2. And you're going to drag it down. Okay, so you're going to do another bar graph. Your bar graph should be looking funky, right? Because you're going to have positive values and negative values, right? So when we select our bar graph, we want the groups. So this very first one. And then we're going to hit control and select our change in temperature values. We're going to hit insert, chart. Okay, how are you guys doing over here? You guys good? Okay. It's like a dozen and a half. No, see what temperature it is. Yes. That's how you write. Good. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to figure out is, I'll let you guys worry about labeling it on your own, right? You guys can do that on your own. No, you can. I have faith in you. Right? Trial and error. I do have faith in you. Yes, I do. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is calculate the flow rate. Okay? Okay, so what we're going to need for the flow rate, we're going to need those first three columns, and then we're going to need the time and the volume for each of our different samples. Okay, but we want to put in another sheet. We want to add a new sheet. Okay, so how do you add a new sheet? Add a sheet. Okay, we're going to call this one flow rate. Time and volume. Yep. Okay, so you're gonna need 3 columns, one for your Dr. Pepper flow rate, one for your diet flow rate, and one for your sparkling water flow. Okay, so when we're calculating the flow rate, we're looking at the amount that has left the bottle, right? What you guys gave me on the table was the amount that was still left in the bottle. Is that correct? Okay, so we know that the bottle started with how much? The Dr. Pepper? How much? 2,000 milliliters. Okay, so we're going to put equal 2,000, oops, sorry, parentheses 2,000 minus the volume that we have, close parentheses, divided by the time. Okay, so you guys can see the equation up here. So it's 2,000 minus the volume, and all of that is in parentheses, divided by the time. So group number 4, they changed their values from 2,000 to 680. You got it?
Nope.
Okay, let me see if I can help you. It's 1,000. Yeah, it's a liter. It will, if you select it right, you gotta treat it nicely. Select it and hold that. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh, it did work. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, how's it going?
I feel like I'm wasting like 5 hours of my life now, but I'm not doing great. I'm sure that handwriting stuff,
I can't believe you did a handwritten. So you guys all know that the sparkling water is going to be 1,000 because it's only 1 liter, right? You'll fix it. Okay.
No rainbow soda.
Okay. Yes.
No rainbow
So you don't need a chart for pH. I just want you guys to look at the distinction. If you need a chart, it can help you see it. Right. So I just said you can make a chart. But don't make a chart. I don't need a chart for pH. I just want you guys to see. Does the pH change?
but we have to make graph.
You don't have to make a graph.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Yes, you use your graph. You want to put that on your mental spot. You guys are going to be putting that in your graph. I just kind of put what I had. Yes, you want to use your data for your lab. You need to buy it. Let me get a copy. Anybody else? No? Everybody get a copy of this? It should have been 2 pages. Yes? You didn't get one? I'll grab it for you. Hold on. Let me go grab it. Yes, you want to use your graph in your report. And use your graph to explain your data, right? Because your graphs are what how you make your decision, right? Because I don't want you to just stuff it in your backpack. Okay, everybody got the lab for next week. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we spent a lot more time than I was anticipating on this. I kind of planned it. So we'll do number 2 lab next week, and we're gonna do number 3 lab. Also, it's gonna be a double-header. Okay? No, we're gonna do them both on Thursday. Because they're both kind of short labs. You know, if you guys come in and you're on random, not won't be my first time. It'll be my first radio. Do you guys have any questions? You guys, how do you guys feel about the data? You see how to analyze data? Okay. Yeah, no, maybe. Bobblehead. What was that? You did it in math and you don't. Yeah. Don't worry, you'll have another opportunity. Thank you. Yes. Yes. Yeah. So use the graph to analyze your data. So that's going to help us get your conclusions, right? So we're making an assumption that we initially had our hypothesis. How many of you guys, your initial hypothesis was that sparkling water was going to be the hot? Anybody? Yes. That's right. So you can use Microsoft Word or you can use Google Sheets. If you use Google Sheets, you want to download it and then upload it onto campus. Don't give me permission to use your Google Sheets, right? Because usually what happens is that you don't give me permission to do it, and then you just put up something and ask you for permission. It's always a pain in my butt. So, but you're No, I don't need to see the full table. I need to see the graphs, right? I want the graphs. Yes, you can take screenshots of the graphs, or you can actually import them. They're easily imported into your document. Okay. Yes. So your report is pertaining to you. Well, each of you guys have to do your own lab report, right? Not your group, your own lab report. Okay. But you're using a few data to explain. Okay, any other questions? Those are all good questions. One more question. Yeah. So what I would like you guys to do, you embed it, put it in the document, right? So if you just put a link in the document, don't embed it in the document. Okay, what was that? Of you guys doing the lab. So,
the experiment.
yeah, the experiment.
For extra credit.
Yes, you get extra credit.
Okay.
Okay, I'll repeat the question. The question was, so I had said that you guys get extra credit if you guys include a video of you guys doing the experiment, right? So if you include the link to your video, right? So hopefully you're using YouTube and you guys have friends. So the whole purpose of that is because this is a good sized class. I want my classes to remain like this, but I want to have like 5 sections of this class, right? Instead of just one. By you guys advertise for me, you know, your friends see you guys doing experiments. They say, sure, Chase can do it, I can do it too, right? And so we want to make sure that we keep advertising. And you guys are the best form of advertising, right? If you guys enjoy my class, you had a good time. If it looks like you had a good time, you may not have had a good time. Your friends will say, I think I'm going to take that class, right? And so that's what we want to do. So we want to make sure that you guys are helping us by sharing what you guys do in this class. That's good? Good. You guys are looking at me like the other question. Okay. Well, I'm done. I'm like tapped out. I tapped out probably like 3 hours ago. So, you know, this is always the interesting part. It gets you guys back to using computers and worksheets, right? But you guys thought, I will never use this stuff ever again, right? It's the first time for everything, right? Okay. Have a good night. Yeah, you too. I'll see you guys next week. Yep. Yeah, of course. If you want to do an advertisement. Oh, cool. So then what you guys? Yeah, you can put those together and put them up. Yeah. Or you can like do a little TikTok since they're all 7 seconds, do a little TikTok of it, you know? What was that? Nice. Yeah. Okay. We're going to be covering the rest of the and yeah, technically, there's going to be a recording, and you guys are going to be. Just because he trims it down for me, and so a lot of the times it's in the middle because it was like, oh, this is Sam or this. Okay. You know,
Okay, so it'll be relevant.
yeah. That's, yep. Yeah. Okay. I always forget everything.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Henry. Have a good one.
What's that? Is that good enough for like all my values and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna add those in. Well, thanks, Colby. And I did it all by hand. Here, you're watching me do it. And
And he didn't tell you, oh,
No.
yeah, you can do this by.
no, we didn't.
Uh-huh.